Good morning, students. Today I am going to explain about timer and counter. First, what is meant by timer? So, timer it is used to generate delay. Counter is it is used to count the number of events. This is the difference between timer and counter. Counter it is used to generate a delay. Counter it is used to count the number of events. So, let us see some examples. For example, you are going to write the exam. If you take in one exam hall, in exam hall you have to find out how many students are there. So here you have to use the counter. Next, one student raised number 1, Abhishek. So how much time he is writing the exam, that is called as an timer. So counter is how many students are writing exam inside the hall. Next one is timer, means each student how much time write in the exam. That is the difference between timer and counter. For example, you take cool drinks. For example, you take a Pepsi. So you take one Pepsi company. In one day, how many bottles are manufacturing? That is called as counter. And next one is timer, means to filling the water, how much time it will take. That is called as a timer. Next one is called as hospitals. So hospital means how many patients are coming. That is called as an counter. Next, if you take one example, X person, how much time is taking for a one person? That is for timer. Okay. So already how to generate a delay, we have studied in the previous programs. Lot of programs we are using the delay. So delay bracket, if you use means delay 1000. 1000 is nothing but 1 millisecond delay. So this type of delay only we have studied in the previous programs. So now I am going to use the delay using the timer register. So this is a function, delay function. By using delay function, already we have generated the delay. So in C programming, you will use this command only. But in embedded programming, by you how to generate delay using the timer register. So this is the block diagram of the timer and counter. So first one is called as an, there is a 2 pins are there. One is called as an oscillator, another one is called as external clock. So oscillator means the operating frequency of the Arduino is 16 megahertz. So that signal is given to this clock select. External clock means you can give any type of frequency, whether it is on 50 hertz or 100 hertz or any frequency we can give. So first one is you have to select whether you have to select the operator frequency or otherwise you have to select the external clock. For this we are having the select button. If it is 0 means it will take the operating frequency. 1 means it will take the external clock. Next it is given to the prescaler. So prescaler means now you take the operating frequency of Arduino is 16 megahertz. The prescaler, what it will do means it will divide by 4. Divide by 4 means 16 divided by 4 means you will get 4 megahertz. So that frequency will go to the next stage. Or otherwise, if you divide by 16 means you will get 1 megahertz. So here there are a lot of options are there. Whether you want to divide the frequency by 4 or whether first one is it will not divide. Directly that frequency will go to the next stage, or if you want to divide by 2, 4, 8, 16, 64, etc. So if you divide by 4 means 16 megahertz divided by 4 means that is called as 4 megahertz. That is come to the next stage. Here you are using the timer enable. So this is called as an AND gate. If you give a 0 value here, what will happen means the output will be 0. So if you, that is called as disable. So if you give a 1 signal, then only what will happen, you will get an output. Next, this is called as an counter, timer count. Suppose and now I am storing a value here that is called as 100. So what will happen means every clock pulse, this timer value will get incremented. So every clock pulse, the timer value gets incremented. Next, what will happen means when it gets overflow, when it reaches the maximum value, Next, it will give one signal that is called as a time overflow. So next, this overflow will go to the next stage. So here we are having another one, interrupt enabled. So here also you have to set as value 1. So what will happen means when an overflow occurs, it will give an interrupt to the Arduino. That is called as a timer interrupt. So now there are various types of timer is available. I'm going to explain a 8-bit timer. So in 8-bit timer, the minimum value is 0 and maximum value is 255. In hexadecimal number, it is called as 00 and FF. Just assume that clock frequency is 50 Hz. So T is equal to 1 by 1, time is equal to 1 by F. So we will get us 0.0 second. Next, I am going to explain how to find the delay calculation. Now you take a timer register, it is an 8-bit register. So the maximum value is 255. Now I am going to store the value as 200. Any value you can store. You can store a value between 0 to 255. Now I am storing the value 200. So what is the maximum value is 255. I stored the value in the timer, that is called as 200. That is called as timer register value. So the difference is 55. Next, delay is equal to this 55 into time. Time is nothing but 0.02 second. If you multiply, you will get us 1.1 second. So this is the delay. You take a 8-bit timer. I am storing the value 200, and I am assuming the clock frequency is 50 Hz. So if the frequency is 50 Hz and the timer value is 200, means I can generate a delay of 1.1 second. Next one is maximum delay. So how to generate a maximum delay using 8-bit timer means, if you set the value 0, the difference is 255. So this is the maximum delay. So 255 into 0.02 is equal to 5.1 second. So by the 8-bit timer, you can generate a maximum delay of 5.1 second. Suppose it is not enough, you have to go for a large delay, means you have to select a 16-bit timer. So 16-bit timer, the count value is 16,536. So into 0.02 is equal to 330.72 second. So now the maximum value is 255. I am storing the value 200. So now every clock pulse, what will happen means the timer value will get incremented. It will become as 2001, 201, 202, 203, 204, like that it will increment. When this value is equal to this 255, what will happen means it will give an interrupt to that timer. So what will happen means the LDD will be off. Next, once again this value will be at 200. Now it will you are giving the clock pulse. So what it will become as 201, 202. It will come once again 205. Then interrupt will occur. So we can LED will be on. So already we have studied about LED blinking program. So there we will use a delay. Delay inside the bracket 1000. So 1 millisecond. But here by using the timer register, we are generating the delay. Next, I have already explained about what is the difference between timer and counter. So here instead of delay function, we are using the timer register. So there are a lot of interrupts are available. External interrupt, internal interrupt. Next one is called a serial interrupt, timer interrupt. So this is called as a timer interrupt. So it is used to measure the time interval of an event. Suppose there are two events, one event is going to happen. So you have to find out what is the time of the particular event, how much time it will take. That by using this timer we can calculate. So Arduino here the frequency is 16 megahertz. So 1 by 16 megahertz is nothing but 62 nanosecond. There in Arduino, you know there are 3 timers are there. One is called as timer 0, timer 1 and timer 2. timer 2 is an 8-bit timer, timer 1 is an 16-bit timer, and timer 0 also an 8-bit timer. So there are various types of registers available in the timer. First one is called as an timer counter control register. So this is a control register used in the timer. Next one is timer counter register. So this is also an 8-bit register. If you go for 16-bit, it is called as a 16-bit register. Here we have to store the value. So first register, it is used for control purpose. Next one, here you have to store the value. Next, what is meant by output compare register? Suppose I am storing one number, 200. Another value is 0. If you give one clock pulse, it will become as 1. So what will happen is this 1 and it will the 200 it will compare. If it is not equal, the output will be 0. Next, second clock pulse, it will become as 2. Third clock pulse, it will become as 3. Fourth clock pulse, it will become as 4. When this value becomes 200, so the default value is 200, both will same, so the output will get a high. Next one is called as input capture. This is also one register. Next one is timer counter interrupt mask. So if you want to disable or you want to mask or enable, you have to use this register. Suppose I am not going to use this timer, so we can disable this interrupt or we can mask this timer. For that, this register is used. Next one is timer counter interrupt flag register. So what will happen means when the timer it reaches the maximum value, a interrupt will occur. So what will happen is the interrupt will occur in these registers. So by seeing these registers, we can tell that the timer interrupt has occurred. Timer control registers. These 3 bits are used for prescaler, and these 2 bits it is used for waveform generation mode, and this is for input capture, and these six are called as output compare output. Next one is prescaler. So what is meant by prescaler means the operating frequency of the Arduino is 16 MHz. So your clock signal will be like that: negative, positive, negative, positive. So time period means one high pulse and one low pulse. That is called as a total time. Suppose I'm initializing the value is 0, 0, 0. So what that means no clock time timer stop. Next one is 0, 0, 1 means no prescaler. So no prescaler means directly this 16 MHz frequency is given to the timer. Next one is if you give 0, 1, 0, what happens means it will divide by 8. So 16 MHz divided by 8 you will get as 2 MHz. That 2 MHz only it will give to the timer of the Arduino. Now suppose you are having 64, means it will divide by 64. So what that means, this is one clock pulse. Every clock pulse, this timer will get incremented. First clock pulse, it will become as 201, next 200, 202, 203, like that, it will get increased. If you use 110, what level means the external clock source, it will select the external clock source. 111 means also external clock source. Here clock on falling edge, clock on rising edge. So now assume that here value is 200. So falling edge means from high to low, during that time this value will get incremented. Rising edge means from 0 to high, this value will get incremented. Next one is timer control register. So first this is a formula. So timer control register. So if I want to calculate some delay of time 2 seconds, I want to generate a delay of 2 seconds. So this is the standard formula. Here I am using the 16-bit timer. So this is called as a 16-bit value timer value. 2 power 16 is called as 65,535 minus 16 bit. So 16 into 10 power 10. This is called as a time in second. Next one is prescalar value. So here the prescalar value I have taken is 1024. So 101 means here we are taking as prescalar is clock frequency divided by 1024. Next one is 16 into 10 power 10 into 2. Why 2 means here I am using the delay is 2 seconds I need. So if you need a delay of 2 seconds, you will get some number. That number is 34,285. So this value will be stored in the timer counter register. Next one is what is meant by overflow means. Now this is the value I am storing in the timer. So every clock pulse, this value will get incremented. It will become as 286, 287, like that it will get increased. When it reaches this maximum value, that's the maximum value is 65,535. So when it reaches the maximum value, what will happen means time of overflow interrupt occurs. Next, what is meant by output compare register? So there are two registers are available. This is one register and this is another register. So this is called as a maximum value 255 and this is the delay value I am giving as 5. So now first I am giving one clock pulse. So what will happen means it will increment as 6. Next it will compare these two numbers. If there is no match, so what will happen means the output will be low. Next you are giving second clock pulse 7. Compare with the value. So not matching. So output will be 0. When both the values are same, output will become automatically high. Next one is in timer input capture. So this timer input capture, it is used to capture the value. Suppose I am giving the 5. After next one clock pulse, so if you see the value here, it will become 6. So I want to know what is the value available in that particular timer. So for that you have to use the input capture mode. So this is all about the Arduino timers and counters. Thank you.